All right, today we're going to discuss a couple of components of the resume. We're going to talk about the contact information section as well as the professional summary section. We'll start off by discussing the contact information section. In my previous video, I discussed the whole purpose behind making a resume. You're getting a chance to communicate with a potential employer or a potential opportunity, and you want to introduce yourself and present to the people the skills and experiences that make you the right person for that job or for that opportunity. And when I say opportunity, I mean if you have a business and you're trying to get maybe financing from a bank or from another entity, they want to know who they're dealing with. So you can use a resume to highlight some of the experiences you've had over the years. If you're trying to get into a college, undergrad or grad school, or getting your doctorate's degree, they may ask you to submit a resume. So keep in mind that the resume is not just for getting a job, but it's for getting a different type of opportunity. That's why you hear me say a job or opportunity. I mean, you might be using it for a business that you own. You might be using it to get into higher education, but it's an opportunity for you to introduce yourself to the company or person and give them a summary of the skills and experiences that you have. Your resume starts by informing the prospective employer or business of who you are and how to get a hold of you. This may seem like something simple or a mundane step, but it's very important and you should not overlook it. If you want to get a call back, or an interview, your contact information needs to be done in the proper fashion. In the contact information section of your resume, you need to include things like your name, your street address, the city that you live in, the state, the zip code, your phone number, your email address, and other contact information. If you have a website, you put the website on there. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you put that profile information. But you want to make sure that you have contact information so that the employer or the business that you're trying to do business with or get an opportunity from can reach out to you. With all of the information that's included in your resume, you need to make sure that it's specific. Um, I have a few tips that'll help you through making sure that the contact information section is specific enough. The first thing is that if you have some privacy concerns, you can leave out your street address or your address information, and that's understandable. You don't want to give your information to the wrong people or the wrong employer. So if you have privacy concerns, it's okay to leave out your specific street address or your address in general. As far as your email is concerned, you want to use your personal email address, not if you're in school, you don't want to use your current school email address or your employer email address. You always want to double check that your email address is professional. If you created your email address when you were a teenager or when you were in high school or younger or at a different time in your life, it may not fit the resume that you're putting together right now. Email addresses containing usernames like Princess or King, if that's not your name, should be updated and made more professional to avoid any adjectives or anything inappropriate. Stay away from anything that's sexually suggestive, anything that has swear words in it, any drug references, any pop culture references. You want to stay away from that. If need be, you can always create a new free email address using Gmail, Yahoo, uh, another or proton mail, you want to make sure that it's personal. A good suggestion is to create an email address using your first and your last name. Again, you want to keep in mind that the goal for having the contact information on your resume is for the employer or the opportunity that you're seeking, that they can get in touch with you if they want to schedule an interview or if they want to meet with you again. You want to be able to be contacted. So if you put your phone number on there and you have voicemail, you want to make sure that the voicemail box is clear. You don't want your voicemail box to be full. I know a lot of people have voicemail boxes that are full. It's nothing more agitating than calling someone that you're trying to reach and that their voicemail comes up and you're unable to leave a voicemail because the voicemail box is full. You want to make sure that you check your email in a timely fashion. So if you're trying to get an opportunity, you don't want to wait a week or 2 weeks to be checking your email. You want to check it a couple of times a day, because if that opportunity is that important to you, you want to stay on top of communication with you and that business or that employer. Be consistent when writing your name. If you use a shorter version of your name, like if your name is William and you go by Bill, or your name is Susan and you go by Sue, you want to make sure that you're consistent writing your name throughout the resume. Use it every single time the, the same way that it's written in your resume. You might also list your full name with the shortened version you prefer in parentheses. My first name is sometimes difficult to pronounce, so I ask that I usually put in parentheses the name that I go by that's easier to pronounce. The last tip is to always proofread that contact section. Anything in your resume, you proofread over and over and over again, and you get feedback from people. But you want to make sure that your email address is spelled correctly and that your name is written consistently in the contact information. You also want to make sure that your name is spelled correctly in the contact information. I know it seems simple, but some people sometimes typing too fast, they may type their name incorrectly. So you always want to proofread. As you can see on the example right here on my screen for the contact information section, you want to make sure that your name stands out above the rest. You want it to be centered and you want it to be bold. When talking informally with someone, maybe your peer, your friend, or a family member, you may use slang words or you call yourself by a particular nickname. However, when working on a formal document that represents the professional version of who you are, like a resume, it should reflect that professionalism. So leave out any nicknames in the contact information. Okay, I already gave the tips. So here's the list of the tips that I discussed. Next thing we're going to discuss is the professional summary. You can use an objective statement, which I'm not going to discuss in this video, or you can use a professional summary, which comes after your contact information. And this professional summary, it pretty much gives a brief highlight of your skills, the years that you've worked, any type of certifications, or any achievements that you've made over the years. It summarizes your expertise that's described in the resume. And it's generally 2 to 3 sentences long. You don't want it to get past 4 or 5 sentences because then it becomes too long. But it's tailored around a specific position that, or an opportunity that you're trying to get or to obtain. So you can see this is kind of the format that we have our students at the college I teach at use. We have them use this format. And go over a couple of examples of professional summaries. So you see the first one, highly motivated medical assistant with 15 years of experience, dedicated to helping patients achieve optimal health, provides superior patient care using effective communication and critical thinking skills. So you see here, this that first word, first couple of words, it tells, it gives an adjective of who that person is, or what they are. They're highly motivated, and then it gives the position that they've worked in uh, for up to 15 years. You see how many years of experience they have, and you see some of the skills that they have. They have communication and critical thinking skills. So, right off the bat, I know that this person is more than likely trying to get a medical assistant position or something in the medical field. The next professional summary has a section for the professional summary, and then it has a list of skills and qualifications. This is also good to use where you separate the professional summary and the skills and qualifications. So you see that the person is hardworking and very ambitious. They have 20 years of experience in the IT industry or in the IT field as a system administrator for a large company. And in addition to that, they have over 15 years of being an entrepreneur in a with a cleaning commercial cleaning business. So this doesn't specifically say what the job or the opportunity that the person's trying to get, but just based off of what I'm seeing, it's they're either trying to get into management or they're trying to possibly get another business opportunity. And then you see in the skills and qualifications that they have project management skills, customer service and support. They network, they can negotiate, they have time management skills, they can budget, and they can also train and develop people. So you see, these are two different ways of writing a professional summary. One is not more right than the other. It's dependent on how your what you want to present and how you want to formulate the resume that you're building. But neither one is right or wrong. It's whatever your preference is.